Hello folks, and welcome to episode 3 of Wolves Academy. In this episode we will cover a basic melee primer for those of you looking to try out melee for the first time in Feast, or those looking to polish their presence in solo queue. This primer will be based on 3 major points that I believe to be the most important outside of experience and burst rotations. As such, the 3 major points we will be covering are as followed. 1. Using macro countdowns and why you should not use the default countdown for bursting. 2. How to communicate a limit break correctly. 3. Hello means ready, quick chat command true meanings used by the player base. By the end of this video, you would have identified 3 common pitfalls that melee fall into and how to correct them, thus making you a sharper player overall that yields effective communication and countdown skills. With that being said, let's get started. So, with point number 1, I mentioned that the default countdown command should be avoided and replaced with a macro variation. But why? Well, due to targeting in Final Fantasy XIV, it's common in Feast to be able to tell where a melee is going to burst due to the target of a target system, a user interface element that informs you about the current selected target from who you are targeting. This system gives away your intentions, requires you to target another player, and overall isn't that effective once people catch on. So, what is the solution to this problem? Well, you can count down any target while selecting them, thus hiding any and all tells that you are about to swap targets. Instead of using one countdown command for all of your bursts and swapping targets, you should instead be using 4 different buttons that will initiate a countdown on a specific target. This way, you can hard swap to anyone you'd like at the last minute of the countdown, thus removing time for the player to react. To do this, you need to use the following macro times 4 and change the enemy command from 1 to 4 on each button. This will identify with the 1 to 4 slots on the enemy team. Likewise, this approach can also be used for tank defensives such as TBN and Nascent Flash, which again is 100% more optimal than clicking and changing targets. Okay, so the Samurai, he's suddenly targeted me. You can see in the UI element that we mentioned in the guide earlier. He's Madariing me, so I'm going to put up mitigation and potions. He's gone back to our melee, so he's probably going to pressure. And I can tell that this person is not using macros because he's suddenly selected me again. He's nowhere near me. Look, I'm running away. He's chasing me. I've just cooked his burst there, basically. He's trying to get off a burst there, but he's too late. I saw him target me, and remember, this is why you should use macros and you should swap to the target at 1 second. Selecting me, then the DPS back on me. He's probably trying to burst me. That right there, he probably just missed the countdown on me. You see how he was running at me? I'll just repeat this here. He's got me selected, and you see how he suddenly he deselects me and goes to the nearest person. So I must have interrupted his burst there in some way. And that's just a kind of case scenario of, again, these rules not being met. So switch your targeting to macros, switch at the last minute, and you will be definitely a sharper tool in the shed for PvP, especially in Light Party, where this stuff is just times 10 at higher levels. So use macros, switch last minute, do not click and tell where you're going, because target over target will basically show that, and that was an illustration of this point. Yep, gold platinum game. Hopefully this helps, and we'll resume with the guide. Point 2. Communicating a limit break correctly. This one is misused across all ranks and results in wasted limit breaks in otherwise effective situations. This one is simple. Do not use your limit break without communicating it via the quick chat command first. By limit breaking without calling it, you are not utilizing your team's abilities to help you secure the kill or create pressure. Some examples of this are as followed. Healer. Sleep the other healer to interrupt their GCD once the limit break goes off. Ranged DPS infamously use limit break as well to conduct a double limit break, something you see all the time in team PvP but rarely in solo queue. This creates crazy pressure if not death. Tank. Stun the LB target so they cannot use potions or line of sight. To correct this error, you should always initiate a limit break ready quick chat command. Hell, do it 2 times if you want, just make sure that it is there. Once done, initiate a countdown using the macro approach from the first part of this video guide and then go ham. Point 3. Hello means ready. Quick chat command translations. By far the most common problem is lack of communication tools in Feast, which as a new player may come across as grieving when experiencing various chat commands for the first time. In the PvP community, some commands have different meanings when used in the chat box. They are as followed. Hello. This means my burst is ready, which is important to use when playing with DPS that have bigger breaks between burst windows, such as Summoner. MP is percentage. This means the healer is running low on MP and wants you to play defensively. So there we have it folks, 3 common issues in Feast and 3 ways you should approach solving it when playing melee. I hope this helps you out, and remember to check out my other episodes if you haven't already. I try to keep these short, visual and informative, so if you like this style of guide making, give it a thumbs up. For now, I am out.